Certainly. The purpose of, good morning everybody.
Good morning.
The purpose of this project is for Hugo to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for Hugo to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback received from his first speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwina. Please welcome Hugo. Impossible is nothing. Impossible is nothing. Hugo.
It wasn't the ding-dong or the intercom that startled me on that Saturday morning, but more the subject matter that my best buddy Lance, Prophet, his exact words were, fun, let's go to flying school. I was 29 years old. Fast forward 10 seconds. And my head was already in the clouds. Could that dream that I'd had as a little boy finally come true? Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't until many hours later of hard work, going through ground school, and almost an equal amount of flying time, that I realized that impossible was nothing. I have the most vivid recollection of Friday, August 15, 2003. I booked my lesson, as usual, for 3:30 in the afternoon. I liked the afternoon because there was no wind. The one thing you don't want to do is fly a little aircraft, a Cessna 172, when there is wind. It's a small craft, and just the slightest breeze will cause turbulence. And we don't like turbulence. Not in any area of our lives. Regardless of our ability to come through it, we don't like turbulence. I got there quite early, and because nobody had booked half an hour before me, the plane was parked on the tarmac. I did the mandatory 101-point checklist to ascertain that everything was okay. There was a lot to do on the inside of the craft, and almost an equal amount on the outside. Check the wings, the fuselage, make sure all the rivets were in place. Take a sample of fuel. No sediments. You see, once you're up there and something goes wrong, you can't pick up the phone and call AA and say, guys, I'm stuck. This is the air. Cosmos, my flying instructor, came through, and as standard, we went through the rigorous process of verifying that I had indeed done that check. And off we went on the circuit. It was pretty simple when you have your co-pilot and instructor sitting next to you. All you had to do, essentially, was go down the runway, take off, circle the circuit, which was rectangular, and land the plane, and then do it again a number of times. After the second time, he asked me to stop the plane. He got up, thought he was going in for a wee break, but no. Young man, you're on your own. And with that, not a slight panic, put my captain's cap on, radio control. Control, this is Zulu 2, requesting permission to taxi and take off and circuit 06, I have 2.5 hours of fuel. The response was both crisp and prompt. I affirmed it with the following: thank you, control, confirmed to taxi and take off on runway 06, 2.5 hours of fuel, thank you. And with that, pull the throttle to accelerate, 60 knots, 65 knots, 70 knots, 75 knots, pull the stick, and at that moment, impossible was nothing. A 15-year-old girl, somewhere in Benoni, witnessed her mother brutally shoot her father, who was very abusive. But instead of the expected ending up in a loony bin, she focused her energy and her attention to becoming one of the world's biggest names in acting. Charlize Theron. Allow me a moment. She is beautiful. Whew. In grade 6, he failed continually. Was told he was dumb. Very poor as a politician. But at 62, he became the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. In 1953, he was awarded a Nobel laureate in literature. Winston Churchill. Sir Winston Churchill. He was kicked off his basketball team at 9 years old, told he was useless and amount to nothing. 9,000 shots later, 300 matches. And today, when you think about it, Michael Jordan is probably the greatest basketball player of all time. Believe it or not, my fellow Toastmasters, the mind has incredible capacity. Almost 1 million gigabytes. Put into perspective of what your mind can retain and remember. It's like a video recorder, recording every single day for 300 years. Today, I encourage you to watch this space. Because in a couple of years, I'll be playing golf for the Zimbabwe national team. Because